Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. So today we're going to be talking about some big news coming out of the LCS. We have more League of Legends off-season rumors. We're back on Travis Gafford's channel, taking a look at again this really good video he posted. I mean, good maybe. We'll see how all these predictions and rumors and everything work out, but it's at least interesting video. It's got a lot of people talking right now. It's got me excited about the LCS off-season at a time where North America's out of Worlds. There's not much going on. Every team is in their offseason now. Every team is preparing for the 2021 season. Every team, player, coach, everything. So there's obviously going to be the rumor mill swirling around. There's Travis Gafford with his rumors. ESPN has their own rumors coming out. People saying this is going to happen, this isn't going to happen, all that stuff. But definitely go check out this video called Roster Rumors for Every LCS Team from Travis Gafford. But in this video today, I'm going to be reacting to the TSM segment of this, where he actually has some really big information talking about some TSM stuff that is really interesting. And I love making videos about TSM on here. One, because I'm a TSM fan. I think most of you guys know that. And then two, TSM is a very polarizing fan base. I get a ton of people really excited for me to talk about TSM, and I get a ton of great comments and people really like theorizing what TSM is going to do headed in the next season, how excited they are, what they think should happen. And then you also get the people that just absolutely hate TSM and their players too, and it just makes for a very interesting video, a very interesting comment section. So it's always interesting to make some TSM content. So with that being said, here we go. We're going to check out this clip. I'm going to pause it a couple times, talk about some stuff, give my thoughts and opinions. Here we go.
Now,
TSM.
TSM.
Hopefully it's not too loud.
So I have heard that Brokenblade is out. Biofrost is probably out. Sorry, I should say Brokenblade is probably out, but I think everyone behind the scenes seems to be operating underneath the idea that Brokenblade and Biofrost will no longer be playing for this.
So his first tidbit of information is that he has heard that Brokenblade and Biofrost are probably out, and that most of the teams out there are operating under that assumption, which is really crazy. Biofrost, I think a lot of people kind of assumed he was out. I definitely did, until they played him all 6 games at Worlds. Then that made me think, like, if Biofrost wasn't coming back and if he wasn't in their future, why not get Treats a couple games at Worlds, especially once they were 0-4 and they were done? Why not let Treats play in the 5th game or the 6th game? Why did they ride Biofrost out so long? Made me think maybe they were considering keeping him. Maybe doublelift was going to talk him into, wanting to keep Bio. But since they didn't, it really makes, like, if Biofrost is gone, it really makes me question their decision of having Biofrost play all 6 games. It doesn't really make sense as far as a long-term decision. Why not see what you have in Treats? Obviously, a lot of people are kind of, the word on the street is that Treats is going to explore other offers and probably won't be coming back to TSM either. But still, that'd be weird. Why not get Treats some international experience? Because, maybe he does really well, then maybe you decide you do want to keep him. If you, obviously, they probably knew that they weren't going to be sticking with Biofrost, around that time. And even if they didn't, I mean, it still doesn't make sense to ride him out for all 6 games unless you're like very committed to him going forward. So I thought that was really interesting, really weird. Brokenblade, I think, is a lot different. I don't mind them looking a different way in the top lane. I am a little surprised. I thought Brokenblade was going to be one of the players they were trying to build around. A lot of people are saying that Brokenblade is supposed to be like their next Bjergsen. He does have a lot of raw talent. He's a very talented player, but I definitely think that they've seen over the last 2 years that he is not Bjergsen. He will not be Bjergsen. He has big weaknesses in his game. He is a younger player in the scene, but he's had 2 full years at this point. And he's still not like a super consistently dominant player. So he might just be a little bit worse than TSM had hoped and expected and fans had hoped and expected. He has an awesome personality. I love his mindset. I love so much that he brings to the team. I love his energy. He's great for the brand. He is great for just team morale overall. He's, untiltable, and I think he's a great person to have around. I think any team would be happy to have him, but a team who is trying to be internationally successful, Brokenblade is probably solid, but I think you would want him to be your 4th or 5th best player. I don't think you're really going to be building around him as like some carry top laner. I think he's going to have to be one of your worst players to have international success. And if that's true, then he needs to get better at weak side. He needs to get better at decision making, and he needs to be way more consistent. He can't be such a volatile player unless you're going to be like an absolute hard carry for a team who's going to be able to carry games at an international level, and he has really not showed that yet. So I don't mind them moving away from him if they're able to get an upgrade. So I do think that's interesting. There's going to be a couple of names that they throw out in this video.
This team, and I have also heard that TSM was talking to Upset, but it didn't go anywhere. And yes, I am aware of the implications of that.
So he says that TSM was talking to Upset, who, if they were able to get Upset for AD carry, I think that'd be absolutely insane. I think he's one of the best AD carries in Europe. He is an insane talent. I know TSM has talked to Upset before and it hasn't worked out. But I think it's interesting that they were reaching out to other big name AD carries. Again, Travis talks about he knows that people are going to ask about doublelift, whether he's retiring, getting kicked, whatever. If they're starting to talk to other AD carries, it seems that, doublelift not returning is at least an option. It's at least on the table, depending on who they're able to get. So I don't know. If doublelift is possibly coming back, then maybe that means he's not retiring. But if they're looking at other AD carries, maybe that means they are kicking him. I still am not really sure what to make of this whole situation. I still think the most likely scenario is that doublelift is going to be retiring. I don't think they would kick him and have him go to a different team, especially because there's not going to be really good teams in North America looking for his services probably. But yeah, I still really don't know what to make of that. I do think it is really interesting that they reach out to Upset, though, because I think that would be a really, really hype signing for TSM.
I don't have additional information for you. But in the top lane, I've heard that they are talking to Licorice and Impact, who we know Licorice is no longer at C9, and as I just mentioned, Impact, it doesn't sound like will be being re-signed by Team Liquid. So
those a couple big things there. One, they've talked to both Licorice and Impact, two huge names in North America. Licorice, I would be so excited if he is Brokenblade replacement. If it's Impact, I would be very disappointed. I would, honestly, my personal opinion, I would rather have Brokenblade going forward. He is younger. He has a bigger chance to develop. Impact, also, he can be very good. He can also be very bad as well. He's also aging and probably in a downward trajectory of his career where you're probably going to have to overpay and he's probably going to underdeliver. I would be very, very disappointed if we go with Impact in the long term. I would much rather, not much rather, but I would just rather have Brokenblade. However, I would be very down to get Licorice in the top lane over Brokenblade. I think that move would actually make a ton of sense. So all in all, we have Brokenblade and Biofrost probably gone. Upset, not coming to TSM, but they've talked about it, which is interesting. Licorice and Impact are the two names being thrown around for top lane. Who knows if they're going to go a different direction. And Travis Gafford has no additional information yet for us on doublelift, but as soon as we get that information, we'll definitely be talking about that. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you drop a like, leave a comment down below. Just anything that we talked about in this video. What do you think about the kind of rumors and decisions that TSM is considering making? Do you think they should bring back BB? Do you think they should bring back Biofrost? Who do you think they should get in the top lane? Who do you think their new support should be? Who do you think their new AD carry should be? Whatever your guys' thoughts and opinions about TSM are headed into the 2021 season, I would love to hear it. There's a lot of different stuff we covered in this video, and I know you guys are going to have a ton of different thoughts and opinions. Cannot wait to start kind of talking in the comments section to you guys. Subscribe to update on the latest content because we have a ton more offseason stuff coming to you very, very soon. This is going to be a crazy offseason, and it's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out. Hopefully I catch you guys in the next one, but until then, peace!